gonna grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with.
If you're older than 20, odds are you remember the feeling what it was like to go into a Toys R Us as a kid. High ceilings, bright lights, color everywhere, and endless toys. And Toys R Us did this on purpose. In the 1950s and 1960s, people wanted more than just toys from a department store. Toys R Us' core competency was inventory and variety. Toys R Us created a playroom atmosphere. It had a range of type and age-specific toys, so it would always have something fun. Toys R Us became hugely successful industry leader. But Toys R Us failed to adapt to a rapidly changing marketplace. Some say Toys R Us isn't to blame because they didn't know things would be as advanced and rapidly changing as they are. I don't think any of us did. Today, 70% of customers shop online, and large brick and mortar stores just aren't as popular unless they're a flagship location. Over the 70 years following World War II, Toys R Us grew from a single baby goods store to over 1,400 stores around the world in 37 countries. The founder, Charles Lazarus, returned from World War II and realized all those GIs were going to start families. Good call, because 76 million babies were born during the baby boom. Lazarus had the idea to create a supermarket of toys. It grew to become a category killer, dominating the industry and driving competitors out of business. He listened to his customers and started stocking toys. Lazarus expanded into larger stores that offered a huge array of toys, all being sold at discounts because of his volume buying power. It was the go-to place for toys. Before the era of strip malls and mega stores, it was the first big box store. Toys R Us helped create a year-round demand that took toys out of the seasonal Christmas sales cycle. Toy companies began advertising all year round. Then in 2017, the former leader in the toy industry filed for bankruptcy. The last store closed in June of 2018 after years of declining sales and a growing debt burden. What went wrong? How was Toys R Us dethroned from its competitive advantage in the monopolistic toy business? To create a competitive advantage and superior profits, a firm needs to be customer-focused and produce a perceived value in excess of the customer price. You have to create customer surplus. When your product perceived value is superior to competition, you earn superior profits. Toys R Us failed to maintain that consumer surplus perception. Price competition from mass retail box stores cut into the store's perceived discount advantage, contributing to the problems, but management failures should bear most of the blame. Toys R Us failed to change and adapt its business strategy and failed to recognize and adapt to new technology and changing customer behavior. Product, promotion, and place are used to maximize price and generate a profit. Toys R Us gradually let the extra perceived value that differentiated their offerings from other competitors slip away by failing to watch trends and quickly adapt. Toys R Us has a brand new customer base every 10 to 15 years. Kids grow up and a new set of parents goes on the hunt for toys. You would think that a smart management team would constantly adjust its promotions, store locations, layouts, product inventory, physical distribution system, including internet sales, and so on, to maintain its market share and dominant position in the toy retail industry. But along the way, box store retailers cut into the market share. Shoppers at Walmart, Target, Costco, and others could buy toys along with other items, and these stores are price competitive. Walmart and Target offered steep discounts on baby products, banking on the fact that shoppers would buy other products during the visit. Toys R Us had an advantage in differentiation where the variety of offerings was larger and the inventory was adequate. Parents were going there to have fun buying toys, but Toys R Us never exploited the opportunity for the trip to be the fun toy experience. In the words of Mark Cohen of Columbia University, quote, Toys R Us never made a concerted effort to bring that experiential opportunity into the stores. Even after a private equity group took over, quoting Mark Cohen, there was no consequential effort to reimagine themselves, to present themselves in a more engaging and an attractive way. Toys R Us still viewed themselves as the center of the universe for the toy industry, unquote. This was no longer true. The company failed to recognize and adapt to external threats to their monopoly position. Kids began playing with fewer toys, playing video games instead. Amazon, Walmart, and Target offered online toys at more competitive prices, along with convenience. Amazon did not have the burden of large stores with high rents, utilities, insurance, and stocking and inventory costs. Millennial parents, a prime target market for toys, adapted to the convenience of online shopping. Toys R Us joined a 10-year partnership with Amazon, paying them $50 million to be their exclusive seller of baby products and toys. If you tried to go online to Toys R Us, you were directed to Amazon. It worked well, but then other merchants began selling competing products on Amazon sites. Amazon learned a lot about selling toys online from Toys R Us and used that knowledge to develop competitive advantage. Toys R Us sued to break the deal. Toys R Us lost years of momentum in developing a strong online e-commerce strategy, as Amazon allowed other toy retailers to sell on their sites. Toys R Us' core competency was low prices and great assortment, but Amazon was now offering that with a big plus of convenience. Instead of responding by making the store trip a fun experience, the stores were not well organized, well stocked, and well staffed. Best Buy matched Amazon's prices and successfully exploited the customer desire to touch, hear, and try the products and provide knowledgeable sales staff. At the same time, Toys R Us did not recreate a desire in the customer to visit. They could not dominate with just the old strategy formula of price and assortment. Once the category killer forcing small toy stores out of business, Toys R Us became the victim of management's failure to adapt in a constantly disruptive market. When they lost the technology and innovation battle, they tried to compete on price alone, but it wasn't enough to compete against Amazon. Toys R Us did not embrace the growing online market and social media opportunities to build their brand. To top it off, management cut costs by cutting employees in stores. They lost knowledgeable staff and burdened remaining employees with large workloads. As a result, morale declined. They trimmed costs by cutting maintenance and cleaning services, but the stores were less attractive to customers. Inventory management became lax, resulting in shortages and surpluses. Toys R Us had management myopia, thinking they were still king of toys. Commentators had suggested that employees hid important data from bosses to protect their jobs. Bosses did not want to think they were to blame, so they wore blinders. Information flow and two-way trust ground to a stop. When a private equity firm took over, they added $3 billion in debt to the $2 billion existing debt. The interest burden was now around $500 million per year, limiting reinvestment and opportunities to invest. Suppliers began tightening product and payment terms. Competitors increased competition in toys. Customers lost confidence and then avoided buying gift cards. When Toys R Us started losing their customer surplus advantage in pricing and assortment, how could management have used product, promotion, place to maximize price to continue to generate a superior profit? How could they have adapted to changes in price competition, customer needs, technology, etc., to keep a differentiated advantage and keep a strong customer surplus? The cycle of retailing is ever moving, and Toys R Us did not adapt. The experience of going to a toy store needs to be special. Letting kids play with sample toys could copy the Best Buy strategy of touch, feel, play, a big differentiation from competitors. Staff could have dressed in costumes that copy popular toy themes. For example, Buzz Lightyear stocking the shelves, or Little Mermaid checking out an order. These ideas would have made the toy buying experience more fun than at Target or Walmart. A few simple strategies could have made Toys R Us competitive in customer convenience. Offering inexpensive toy assembly services and online purchase with store pickup at a later date are two such strategies. Toys R Us had a unique opportunity to build brand loyalty with new parents when they came in to buy baby products. Some price-cutting strategies, such as selling diapers and formula slightly above cost, could have attracted longtime customers and built brand loyalty. Toys R Us failed to retain its monopoly position because it failed to maintain the customer surplus and the extra perceived value over the competition.